Hello everybody and welcome to Qatar, not sunny Qatar, not just in the night Qatar, it is rainy Qatar as you can see right now out on track. I apologise to any of you guys who enjoy making fun out of me when I do some intros in foreign languages. I'm not going to go through the pain of trying to say anything in Arabic because it would be terrible. And yeah, I think the rain out on track will be enough for you to be entertained in this qualifying session and hopefully maybe in the race as well. Anyway, tonight in Qatar I'm joined as well by a Dutch driver tonight. He's a very quick Tier 1 driver. His name is Johannes van der Ploeg, I believe.
Yeah, man.
Bobo, how are you?
Wow. Yeah, it's,
I had to have an element of foreign languages, you know. So.
Yeah, indeed. I'm a little bit disappointed, man. Some Arabic would go tonight.
Maybe next season, we'll see.
Okay, good man. But yeah, you mentioned the rain, man. So
yeah, this is unusual for us in Qatar, that's for sure. I'll just turn your sound down a little bit. That should be okay now. As we are on board with Ryan right now, in the Haas, he will be the first one to start a lap. Will he finish it? I don't know. It's the rain, it's Qatar, high speed, high downforce, but with lower cornering speeds, you can be caught out pretty easily around this track. So yeah, going through turn 1, you've got to be very patient in the dry and very patient even more so right now. Hello, Martin. I'll have to listen that back. How I might have called him Your Highness would have been weird. Dry race. Okay. So I think people anyway will not be compromising their setup anyway because you already need so much downforce around this track. Would you say that?
Yeah, indeed, man. And it's interesting to see. Like, there's only one driver on track now, Freddie Olsen, on the intermediates.
Okay.
And there's 2 other drivers, but they are still in the pit, and the other ones are all on the wet tires. So let's see what Freddie can do soon as well.
That's a very good point you made there about the tires that have been chosen for this qualifying session. I'm going to be displaying this for the rest of the session to see when a potential cutoff would be. No, it's not cutoff, but you know what I mean. When the point at which the tires will switch towards intermediate conditions. But Ryan is slowly making his way around this track. He's trying to find where the grip is. As I will just post the stream on Discord for everybody else to see. So what time are we looking at? We're looking at a 1:49.0 currently. Who is the next driver who will be crossing the line?
Airways.
It's Airways, yeah. It's looking quick as well, yeah. So he's 1.6 seconds quicker than Ryan right now. It's a big gap, but you know, at this stage people are just trying to find their way around the track. They don't know where the grip is, so don't expect flamboyant times just yet. We've got Doris next crossing the line. Jackson will be crossing the line just behind him as well. So it's a 1:38.3 for Doris, and Jackson posts to 1:42.7, reserving from Tier 3 tonight. Jackster, he's been on fire recently. I think he's still second in the Tier 3 championship, so a lot to come from him on Wednesday. We've got Freddie Olsen on his intermediate tyres at 1:42.2, so currently 4 seconds off the pace. How much of that is down to how much he pushed, energy usage, we don't know exactly, but as it currently stands, inters aren't the way to go. As the track looks very dark on this broadcast camera.
Yeah, indeed.
It's
Freddie also going wide a few times as well. So
okay.
he's probably finding some grip at the moment, but it can be like a good choice because I think you have only one wet tire.
You do,
in the
yeah.
qualification. So it's not that bad with the tire.
So what you're saying is like he could start on intermediates and go to the wet tires later on to post the faster time?
Yeah, indeed. could be an option, but often you see like the intermediate will be faster later on, but maybe it's with all qualifying sessions.
Yeah.
Interesting to see.
I really enjoy this. I don't think I've tried Qatar in the wet on this game, but I did on F1 23, and surprisingly there was a lot of grip around the track.
Okay, it could be because of the higher downforce, of course.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah. So Krusty T. Wow, we don't expect that necessarily from Krusty T. I mean, he's quick, but not Doris quick, you know. So he's managed to find a 37.7. People will be questioning themselves on, okay, that's the actual limit of this track. I've got to find more time here. I've got to find a second, 2 seconds. Quite a few drivers here, like Airways. He's a very quick qualifier. He's 4 tenths up on his own time, and he's going to need to find even more time if he wants to challenge for the front. And we've got our buddy here, Louis, or Lewis, or however you want to call him. We were in a party with him during the Imola fun race. And he was good, yeah. He ended up winning, basically being the top tier 2 driver, so a lot to come from him this season and next season. He's come in very late this season, so he can't challenge for the title, but he's currently 4 tenths off the fastest time, as Brian as well has posted a quicker time. Who do we have on a time? We've got Mahmoud, but he's a high tier driver. We have also Freddie Olsen, Airways. As we said, he was finding a 4 tenth improvement in the first sector. He managed to find about 2 seconds. So this is more what we expect from Airways, being at the front and qualifying. What can Doris do? He's in the final sector right now. There are yellow flags because of the Ferrari running off track to leave the track for everybody. Bergen's going in, okay.
Didn't set a lap so far, so.
That's the second position. So less than a tenth away from Airways for Doris. Doris, I can't remember, but I don't think he's in the championship talk anymore with 2 races to go. I think he missed too many races. Who else do we have finishing a time? Lewis won't be. Armand is on a time. I don't know how much he improved. I must have missed that. Feedback issue apparently for Bergen. So, quite a few of us have been going through wheel issues recently. Myself, I did get quite a big issues in Las Vegas. Hopefully you'll be able to sort that out. Armand, still P6 with a 38.3, so 1 second off the pace, and Armand, I can tell you, is very, 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 very quick around Qatar. He was challenging with the top tier 1 guys back in F1 23 on this track, so he's got something. He's got a really good feeling about this track. What can Freddie Olsen do on his intermediate tyres? We've got Mahmoud on Inters as well, but he's a reserve driver. Bits out on Inters as well, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Freddie's coming up to the end of Sector 2. He's 3 seconds off, so it's not an actual lap time he's setting. Bits in the pits. What can Monster do? He set a 142.4, so that's his first time. He'll be looking for an improvement next time round. Doris, with how much was it? A 5/10 improvement, but Krusty showing that his early pace is very, very. I don't know the word in English, but it's not gone anywhere. So 136.5. He's got a 1.5 tenth gap up front. What about Red Car Rambo? He's coming up to the end of Sector 2. He's 2 seconds off, so he's not going to be improving this time round. Airways, he's improving by 3 tenths, so there's a lot to come from him in the final sector, but he's invalidated and missed that. Okay, that's probably why he's 3 tenths up. Who else do we have? We've got Lauby 7 tenths up in the first sector, is he? No, he isn't. He's coming up to the end of Sector 1, so we will have a delta. He's got 2 tenths, so currently that would still put him P8, but as we know, this is where the real time is on this track. It's the middle sector. This long right-hander, very easy to spin out just right here when you go onto the gas and try and get as much acceleration as you can into the left-hander, very easy to lose it. Same here on this exit, very easy to lose time. So the middle sector is where you have the real time on this track. He finds 8/10, so a further 6/10 in the middle sector. Purple, according to the game. We don't know what that means, but that means he's quick.
Yeah, and Laupe looking quick as well. On my screen, he was like 8/10 up. He's almost finishing his lap.
Yeah, he's
interested to see what he can do.
I think he was in Tier 1 last season. I'm not sure it was last season, but he definitely was Tier 1. Okay, last season he was. Yeah. And going down to Tier 2, he's found some confidence again. So it's a 9/10 improvement, P6 with a 37.4. He's in the mix. He's less than a second away from Crustier T, so 6 minutes left. There should be more time to find. As Lewis, he finds a massive gap up front. That's a 6.5/10 cushion he has over Crustier T. Nearly 8/10 over Doris, who really isn't a slow driver, so it's looking good as it stands. Man. Sorry?
Beautiful. He's a threat at the moment.
Yeah.
Lewis. Good to see him. I'm watching through the standings, and our championship leader Berger, he didn't set a lap yet, and he has like a good gap between the number 1 and number 2. But Colin, he can't drive tonight, and the number 3 and number 4 isn't here as well, so he can.
So he could clinch the championship.
Like, yeah, indeed.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll have a look at that later on. We'll talk about the standings during the 5-minute break we have, so our viewers can understand what's at stake tonight. Tier 2 has historically been the closest tier in MRC. Always big battles till the end, apart from last season where Mark absolutely dominated it, winning the title 4 or 5 races from the end or something. I mean, there was agony levels of dominance, so apart from that, it's usually very, very, very close. I think we had like 7 or 8 different winners in the first few races.
We will see a new. Oh, Mahmoudev, what can he do? Yes, he can.
Oh, wow. Can he qualify? I thought he couldn't.
Wow. And he's on intermediate.
He is, but he's a Tier 1 driver. So, but yeah, but that's a very good point. He's on inters, so people will be looking at that. Freddie is going to be starting his lap on intermediates. As Martin Hills goes into the pits, he believes that his time wasn't going to be an improvement, but he's got just about 4 minutes to put a new set of tyres on and go for a pole position lap, maybe with inters. We started the session with 3 people on inters. Granted, some of them were reserve drivers, but now look at the screen. We've got eight people on intermediate tyres. It looks like the track is a little drier. It's hard to say, but exactly, Mark. I don't know the rules. I can't remember the rules, but to me, they can't set a lap time, and it's a bit of a shame taking a pole position away from a tier driver. Would be a shame, unless you're from Tier 3, but Tier 2 is that much quicker. Who do we have on a lap? We've got Bit starting his lap. As said earlier on, we had Freddie starting his lap on intermediate tyres. So he's coming up to the end of Sector 2. Let's go on board with him. How much does he find? He finds 1.5 seconds in the middle sector. That would put him on a 36.3. So P3 possibly, but plenty more time to find in the final sector. Stays within the white lines. Coming up to the final corner, you can take a bit of curb here. What about the exit? It's fine. 4th gear. It's P4. He can still go around for 1 lap. That's a 2.1 second improvement. He can go around and set a new fastest lap next time round. Airways is on a lap. We've got Jackster. Bergen is on a lap as well, so we will follow him. He's coming up to the end of Sector 2, so his lap isn't very representative, so we might have a 3-second improvement, or 4 seconds. 1.5 second as it stands, so that would be a 37.8. Would be around the 9 to 10 mark. P9 to P10. That's pretty tidy here, but this will be probably not his last lap time. As you can see at the bottom of the screen, he's on 79%, so he's maybe keeping some ERS for this final lap. This is going to be his final lap. As he goes P8 for now, 1.9 second improvement. That's something you would expect from Bergen. Ryan will be getting a bit of a toe on this straight. Who do we have? We've got Trustier T as well, starting his lap on intermediate tyres as well, but he runs really wide. It doesn't invalidate the lap, but it will hurt him. He's got a 2/10 improvement, but other people will be improving as well. What can Airways do? I missed his second sector time. Let's see where he ends up at the end of this lap. It's looking quick. We have somebody spinning around at the final corner.
That was Mahmoud.
It's a 1 second improvement for Airways, but it's only enough for P3 as it stands. So Louis is still P2 currently, although it was a time set on wet tyres. Armand isn't finding any time. Bergen has invalidated, so he's going to be P8 at best. What can Laupi do? I missed his split time. Martin, he's going to be an interesting one as well. He's got a 7/10 improvement in the first sector, so that would be 37.1. That would be a P7 for now, but as I said earlier on, middle sector is where the real time is, as Cross UT takes P1 as it stands, but he will be taking pole position probably because Lewis is in the pits. He's not going to be doing another lap. I don't know why, but he will not be taking pole position despite looking absolutely quick. What else can Martin do? It was a 7/10 improvement. He's found another half a second. So that's 1.2 seconds. That would be a 36.6, which would be P6. Cross to T has retired from the session. I don't understand. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay. Anyway, fun corner for Martin. What can he do? He's just about stayed within the lines there. His inside tyre was on the line. It's P9 for him. He lost a bit of time in that final corner as Airways takes pole position. Wow. By 0.4 of a second. That 3.5. Sorry?
What a lap from him, and Freddie coming up as well.
P5 for Freddie, yeah, but it won't be enough. We've got Armat and Doris, who are the final two to set a lap time. Doris has gone purple in the middle sector. Armat's found a second on his own time, so it would be a 36.2 as it stands, which would be P5. But as we know, we've got a few more corners to go, one more in Armat's case. Beautiful line on the exit here. And it does a 35.4, so very close. And what about Doris? Doris is coming up, but we don't know where he is. This is kind of the... It's pole position for Doris in the dying moments of qualifying with the final lap with the track improving. It's a pole position for him. So I'll take you through the grid for this race. We've got Doris, Airways, Armat as your top three. We've got Trust Your Team, Mahmoud, our tier 1 reserve driver. Lewis, who was very quick on wet tyres. Imagine how quick he would have been on the inters. I can't wait to see what he's going to be doing in the race. Friddy, Red Car Rambo, Laufi, Single Track, Bergen, G-Star Snipes, Jackster from Tier 3, Scottish Ninja from Tier 3, Bit, Monster, Error Voice, CBG Sambal from Tier 3, Baby Hornet, and Kiza Soze, who haven't set a lap time. Very good on you, boys. Right. Usual question, who are you going to be keeping an eye on for this race? Or who's caught your attention on in qualifying? Who surprised you?
Yeah, for sure. Louis, of course. We saw him in Imola. He was really quick.
Yeah.
Airways is doing really good at the moment. Those two. And a few other ones, of course. And it's dry now, so really exciting to see the difference in the paces. And what about you?
Well, I really want to see what Lewis can do, because P6 on wet tyres, when the track was wetter, I I don't know what kind of setup he's done. It's going to be depending on how low have you gone with your setup, because if you've got a very high downforce setup, okay, you're going to be quick over one lap, but how raceable is your car? Because high downforce means low top speed, and you basically have one overtaking spot on this track. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of setups people have been choosing. Doris will be wanting to pull away at the start of this race. We did mention earlier on the championship status. After 10 rounds.
Bergen is leading.
Yep.
With 113 points.
Yep.
Then it's Colin and Nick and Rassam, but they are not racing. So it looked like today Doris on 5th position. He's 34 points behind. So I don't know where Bergen finished in the qualifying session.
He was P8, I think. No, P11.
P11, okay.
Yep, P11 for qualifying for him. So yeah,
and
Doris
at the first position, so interesting.
Yep, it would currently be a 25-point swing, so Doris would go from 34 points back to 9 points away from Bergen, but you've got to expect Bergen to make a few positions up. He's not the championship leader for no reason at all. He's been consistent. I mean, he didn't score any points in the first 2 races, but since then it's been podium, P6, P4, P5, podium, P5. So he's usually scoring the higher end points, and that's all he needs basically today. If he scores like 10 points, he'd increase his lead to 44 points, which would mean that the closest it would be 19 points. So you can expect him to stay comfortable because, Doris is that far away currently in the standings. But you never know. Kimi Raikkonen won the championship with 17 points in the old point system. I think it was 17 or 18, I can't remember. I think it was 17. So weirder things have happened in F1. And in the championship, the Constructors' Championship, Sauber have a 33.5 point lead over Visa Cash App. So that is Doris and Bergen over Friddy, and I can't remember who is the second VCOB driver, but they've got a very, very healthy gap. If they bring it up to, I think it's 44 points, they will be Constructors' Champions as well. So potentially 2 things to celebrate tonight for Kick Sauber, depending on the results. And we've got Aston Martin as well, fighting to be in that top 3, maybe P2 as well. They're half a point ahead of Red Bull. So there are quite a few fights going on between the teams, as we should soon be going for the race. Actually, let's have a quick look at strategies as well. We've got 2 drivers in the top 14 on hard tyres as it stands. I personally like the reversed strategy.
I know.
No. I mean, around Qatar, starting on hards, I think it's a nice thing. But safety cars and everything, that can really mess things up. But I like the look of a hard medium strategy around this track.
Yeah, indeed.
So we've got 16 viewers. I've not been checking the messages. I apologise. I've seen a few pop up on my screen, but I've not been paying too much attention because of what was happening on track. Yep, indeed. Rain in Qatar is a parallel universe. I've not seen that in a long time in the Middle East on this game. Wet conditions, 27 seconds slower than the usual dry quality time. Only Colin is happy to say, he's found the right time to serve a race ban. Colin not going in the wet in qualifying, but it is a dry race we're getting tonight, so maybe he wouldn't have minded being on track either. Hopefully Bergen has sorted his wheel issue. He doesn't like this track anyway, but he will need to score points tonight if he wants to solidify his lead. Yeah, and Monster struggling on his qualifying time. So we have an idea of the tyre strategies that have been chosen, and quite a few people have gone for that alternate strategy, the hard medium strategy. We've got Doris, Lewis, Freddie, Ryan, Bergen, Bit, Monster, Aero Voice, and Sambal, all on hard tyres, the rest on medium tyres. Yeah, okay. I honestly wasn't expecting that much of a mix. I was expecting maybe 2 or 3 on hard tyres, especially those lower down the order, maybe like Bit. He likes to go long on his stints. But yeah, quite surprising that so many people are going for the hard tyres. They've got a lot of confidence in Bert Maylander's inability to come out on track. They don't want to see a safety car in the first 10 laps, I'd say. Anything before that, and they're in some pretty big trouble, I would say. I've received a comment from Mark. Is a 2-stop possible with high tyre wear? I'm not sure. It's an interesting one, but if you get a safety car, of course you're going to have to go for either a very long hard stint or a shorter stint, or a two-stop if it's that early. But with no safety car, I think a 2-stop doesn't really work on this track. And yeah, as Colin said, it's very hard to overtake as well. Very, very hard to overtake. We're going to be I don't know about you, but I expect a big, big train on this track. And yeah, a DRS train with everybody cancelling their top speed out by having the toad. It's a tough one. It's a very, very long. Well, actually, yeah, it is a long race. 29 laps, full speed all the time. We're going to have tyres overheating, maybe wheels overheating as well. At home.
First race of the new year. So
yeah, people are rusty as well, so yeah, be careful with turn 1. We will be going on board possibly with Crustier T, so we have a better view of what's happening. So we're going to 3, 4, 5 lights, and we will be looking at what happens into turn 1.
Beautiful start from Airways.
Yep. Airways got a very good start on Doris, and he takes the lead. Medium tyres helping him take the lead here. Further back, it looks pretty clean. We've got Mahmoud letting people by. That's very nice to see, but Crustier T goes a little bit off track as well. McLaren off track. It's looking very, very crowded here into this turn 5 corner, I believe. Scottish Ninja staying on track ahead of Jackster. Bergen just about staying in
2 places up. Louis already 2 places up as well.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
It's going well.
Yep. Despite being on hard tyres, so his pace in qualifying is translating into this race, despite being on hard tyres. Well, a bit like in qualifying, he was on the slower tyre, and still looked very, very, very relevant in the timesheets. As long as he stays in the DRS train, he will be very dangerous as this stint goes on. So everybody is staying within a second of the car ahead, apart from Ryan, who had a moment at probably turn 1 maybe, but I didn't notice him because Mahmoud was the last one on track. So we will probably know more about that later on, as Airways of course sets the fastest lap on the medium tyres, being the first one to set a lap around this track. We've got a Red Bull going to the pits.
T10, man.
Yeah. This is really close. Like 3 cars aligned on the inside of turn 1. It's scary. That's what it is. So yeah, Bergen staying clean, going around the outside of Monster. Does he manage to keep the position? No, he gets overtaken by Monster on hard tyres as well. And Jackster's going on the inside. Ooh, quick lock up there, but Jackster gives plenty of space. But Single Track has had a moment as well on the exit, and loses positions to 3 drivers. And it looks like Bergen's going to have to settle for this position at the moment. There's a bit of a gap for Scottish Ninja, a 1.6 second gap, which means that Mortar will not be getting DRS next time round. Which is a perfect opportunity.
Just overtake Louis.
Oh, he has, yeah.
For fourth position.
Oh, there's a big gap now to the podium. There's a 2.1 second gap. So the top 3 will be trying to pull away as quickly as they can, make the most out of this gap. Oh, that line that Crusted wasn't great. And Lewis is about to... Yep, he's opened the DRS and he's made the move stick. What about what's going on ahead? Airways is still keeping his lead. So the medium tyre is still working really well at this stage of the race. Lap 3, only 2 completed. It will be a relaxing time, I think, for them. They know that being in the top 3, being away from the guys at the back, they can just relax for the moment and worry about winning the race a bit later on in the race. We've got quite a few people in the pits. So we've got Kiva Soto and Baby Hornet in the pits. They're higher tier drivers, but Aero Voice is pitting and he's a tier driver. So if he's in the pits, that's not a good sign. He must have had damage on the front wing, possibly. What do we have at the back? How's Bergen doing?
The first penalty.
Yeah, he has, yeah. Yeah, that's something we haven't spoken about. Penalties.
Indeed, this track, I think Imola is one of the difficult tracks this season.
Yeah.
But yeah, Qatar is not easy as well.
Yeah. The speed at which you go, the way you can ride the curbs as well, it really invites you to push to the limit of the white lines. As Doris goes fastest, is he going to be close enough to challenge for P1? He isn't. I don't think so. He might dive, but no, he isn't. Doris is in a really good position right now because he's fighting 2 people on medium tyres. The DRS is that powerful that it can just help him stay with them, and whenever their tyres fall off, he can carry on. And if a safety car happens around, let's say, lap 16 or something, oh, he's run a bit wide there, but around lap 16, he can put a fresh set of medium tyres and he'll be looking really good to the end of the race, but still a long way to go. Only 3 laps have been completed.
Fighting between Krusty and Louis.
Yeah.
Helped Laupi and Scottish Ninja to come up.
To catch up, yeah.
We have 4 people fighting for P4 now. Good
and that fighting has also taken them away from the top 3. They're 3.7 seconds away from Arma Red. So yeah, slowly but surely they're losing any chance of winning this race. But I like to underline Scottish Ninja. He's doing really well in this race. Lap 4 he's in P7, Tier 2. That's very decent. Who else do we have? We've got Bergen up to P8, and Freddie Olsen is a quick driver as well. So Freddie will be getting the DRS on this lap, but he shouldn't be a threat to Bergen. Bergen, as we said earlier on, he's got a chance of taking the championship tonight as Jackson takes another 3-second penalty. As long as he keeps clean, Bergen, he might as well gain a few positions through penalties with drivers ahead of him. So yeah, just close that gap, stay within 3 seconds of the cars ahead, and he might just win positions. Monster has retired in the pits, so he was saying earlier on he was struggling with the car in qualifying, so unfortunately he's had to retire.
Yeah, it's a big fight for P4, man. They're fighting the whole lap. Like, they don't save each other for now.
No, definitely not. Not leaving much breathing room for the others, and it's still costing a lot of time. They're 5 seconds behind the podium positions, and Bergen is
coming up as well.
Exactly, yeah. Bergen is going to be loving this because he's going to have some help. He's got G-Star and Freddie Olsen behind him, so having DRS next lap, or this lap maybe, could be a pretty precious help. He stays within the track limits. That's what we need on this track. Stay within the white lines, and you've got a chance of scoring some really good points tonight. As Doris has taken the lead and missed that, apologies. So that was a DRS move, of course. Still, the move for the lead. Laupi has taken P4 from Cross-TT and Lewis. Lewis has lost a few positions. He must have been the leading car there with no DRS, so when that happens, you really are a sitting duck. Not much you can do with the incredibly high wings you have around this track. So Bergen's still 1.1 seconds away from Lewis. I'm not sure how he lost that time. No. Anyway, further up front, we've not really been looking at these guys. We've got a 3-second time penalty for single track, down in P14, so this race isn't going to plan for him. We saw him earlier on have a bit of a moment at the hairpin, losing 3 positions in one go, maybe more than that. Definitely not ideal. He might need a safety car to get back into this race, possibly. Right. Round 5 of the DRS fight here.
There was a yellow, I think.
Yeah, there was a yellow. It might have, or maybe a blue. I'm not sure, because there was a back marker, the Red Bull.
Airways is overtaking.
Yeah.
Again. Doris is still hanging it on outside.
Yeah. Thing is, we're on lap 6, going on. We're on lap 7 now. These tyres will slowly be getting to that kind of. They're going to have the same amount of grip.
Yeah.
You know, the hard tyres. They're starting to come to themselves. Mediums are losing a bit of grip. Mediums might be about on 35% right now, maybe edging towards 40% wear. So maybe Doris is starting to believe, yeah, I've got the grip. I can go around the outside of him. Wouldn't put it past him. But yeah, it's definitely looking racy.
Give the lead too easy away. Maybe,
no, he doesn't.
He knows the tires are going worse and worse. Hey, there's yellow again.
Yep, that's Red Bull. That's CBG Sambal letting drivers through. He knows he's a reserve driver, so he's not. He doesn't want to impede the drivers during their laps. Time from round 6. Will Doris be taking the lead? He's got a 3/10 gap to Airways, so I think he should be getting it. He's going around the outside, but doesn't go for the move. He goes for a bit of a switchback, but Airways was a bit slower on the exit of the corner. I think he might have been a bit caught out by that, Doris. He was expecting to get a bit more speed on the exit, which puts him under a bit of pressure from Armad. But yeah, I mean, there's a 2/10 gap between each car. It's so close. I don't like this. It's too close for comfort. As CBG Sambal has retired in the pits. What do we have at the back? We've got Laupi slowly closing that gap to the front guys. We've seen that he's been very quick in X and Xtreme this season. So yeah, that fighting up front is definitely playing into Laupi's favour, and Scottish Ninja in P5. Honestly, this is a really good performance from him.
Yeah, I'm happy for him.
Yeah.
I'm happy for him.
He usually has tough races, and being
retiring
P5.
a lot.
Yeah.
And hopefully he can have a good race. Find some momentum in 2025.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Sometimes having a bit of a big break for 2 weeks can be a good reset for many people. If you're in a bit of a vicious circle. Up front, what is Doris going to be doing? He goes to the inside this time. He is ahead, and Armad takes P2 as well away from Airways. So yeah, we were talking about Armad as well earlier on, being very quick around this track. He's showing it again, being P2 on lap 9. We will soon be looking at pit stops. I don't know about you, but I'm thinking of between lap 10 and lap 12. That's when you can expect the medium tyres to go to the pits. But now, Doris has got a 5/10 gap, as Louis has got a 3-second penalty. So the first of the leaders here to get penalised. Yeah, Doris has got a 5/10 gap. He doesn't have enough left on this track on this lap to pull away from Armand Red, but maybe in 2 laps time he will have an opportunity to pull away from these guys and control the race completely on his own instead of being in this 3-horse race. Scotch Ninja's been P4. I didn't notice that. I don't know if Laupi had a moment or if he passed him on the DRS straight. But he's going from strength to strength here. Wondering why he's in Tier 3 instead of Tier 2.
Yeah.
We've got Mercedes going to the pits. Yeah. We've got our first proper pit stop, first wanted pit stop of the race, as everybody takes a 3-second penalty as well. We're expecting this to be a hard tyre pit stop. It is indeed. So he was in P7, I think. Yeah, he was ahead of Bergen. So let's see where that brings him out next lap or in the next 2 laps, when everybody else will have pit. Well, the medium tyres anyway. There's another Mercedes behind coming up on the outside. But he stays ahead of G-Star. Red Car Rambo gets a 3-second time penalty as well, as Laupi got a 3-second penalty and missed that. But we have Error Voice retiring in the pits. We're down to 17 drivers now, and has left the session. I forgot to mention this earlier on, but please guys, we have quite a few viewers here, and it's the first proper race of the season. Please leave a like if you enjoy the race. There's quite a bit at stake here tonight. We've got a championship on the table, so please leave a like. How is Crusty T doing? Is he closing the gap onto single track? It is closing down a bit, is it? No, he's losing time. He's had a moment actually, so this is not going to plan. But yeah, that's more trouble for him. Zarma takes the lead of this race on lap 11. That's very, very encouraging for him. He's got an 8/10 gap over Airways, so if he goes to the pits now, he could still have a very good undercut over Airways and pull away from him.
P4 as well.
Yeah, P4 is a big one.
Right.
Whoa! Slight contact, but everybody is so close to touching each other. This is madness. Honestly, P4 is... if you've got high blood pressure, guys, just don't watch this, please. Yeah, this is a proper fight here. What about Freddy? He's completely out of position. P10 with penalties.
6 seconds of penalty.
6 seconds, wow. Yeah, let's have a quick look at the actual penalties we have. Freddy on 6 seconds, Jackson on 6 seconds, and the rest are on 3 seconds. What is the pit stop status here in the front of the grid? We have Armas still out. Will he be going in this lap? He doesn't. But what about Airways? Does he go for the undercut? He doesn't. He stays out on track. Doris is 8/10 away. I'm surprised that he's been kept at that distance away from Armand. Maybe Armand will pull away by 1 second on this lap. And I mean, he's quick, but I wasn't expecting him to be quicker on lap 12 with medium tyres. He's got a 9/10 gap right now, so Armand has decided, okay, this is my moment, this is my time in the race to pull away and go for a race win.
Yeah, and the fighting for P4 is again like 3 seconds added up for the top 3 guys.
You have lost time.
So, and Arma, I think Doris had a moment.
He must have, 1.1 seconds. Arma is showing how mighty he is around this track. We mentioned it quite a few times on this stream already, but Arma is, I wouldn't say he's the king of Qatar, but he is noticeably very quick on this track. So quick that he can rival Tier 1 drivers on this track. So Yeah,
He's the prince.
it all makes sense now that he's of course quicker on 12-lap-old medium tyres. But does he pit this lap, or does he believe he still has the pace to extend this this stint? He extends it, and Airways stays out as well. So lap 13 now. They will be doing it at most 16 laps on the hard tyres. This is getting really interesting out in front. I was expecting Doris to be the stronger driver here, but yeah, he's the one on the back foot right now. P2 doesn't have DRS. He could be under a lot of pressure from Airways with an undercut on the way. And Bergen is just sitting back, taking his time. He knows he's got a big lead in the championship. Even if he scores small points, that will be enough to stay in the lead and still kind of extend the lead and extend his chances in the next race. But he would love to clinch the title tonight. P7 would be 6 points as it stands. Doris is scoring 18, so that would be a 12-point swing, and that would be a 22-point gap, meaning that the title goes to the next race and would be played out between the Kick Sauber drivers. But he doesn't want that. He wants another 2 positions and clinch the title right now.
Yeah, and he is on the harder tire. Laupi and Scottish are both on the mediums. Louis leading.
We've got Arma in the pits and Airways as well. Oh, I don't know what happened. Has there been a penalty? No, because Arma spun around. I was wondering if he went in too quick or something, but I don't see any penalties, so Arma should be fine. I'll just check. Arma doesn't have any penalty, so he's fine. So hard tyres for him. Sorry, who?
There's a lot of people going into
yep.
this.
Yep, lap 13 is just about the limit. So yeah, everybody who's gone for the hard tyres is now leading the race, but they'll be pitting in maybe 2 or 3 laps. So still a lot to be played in this race. Krusty, who had pit 4 laps ago, has lost positions because of that spin he had earlier on, but he's not that far away from Scottish Ninja and Laupi. But yeah, now Arma is on a mission to increase that gap to Doris and also to Airways, but Airways will be on the same pace as him as Jackson takes another 3-second penalty. I don't know about you, but right now it's looking really good for Arma Red.
It looks really good, and he's almost 2 seconds leading in Airways.
Yep. And that gap to Freddie Olsen, who isn't slow, has already, since I spoke about him, it's gone down by half a second. So you can guess that he's taken about half a second, just about, from Doris as well on this lap alone. Doris stays out. Of course, he's on the hard tyres. He will have to extend this
Louis
stint.
at the moment.
Has he?
At the straight. Yeah,
oh yeah, he's lost out to Bit. He's lost out to Bit. Wow, we've not spoken about Bit, but of course he stayed out, so he's gained positions. But he's side by side with Lewis, and as Lewis has a bit of contact, I think, with Bit. I think I saw some front wing damage. We'll keep an eye on that. I think there is. Yep, there is. So yeah, it's looking good for Bit as well, who's managed to find a few positions despite starting in P15. I think actually, let's have a look at the position changes. Yeah, he's gained 11 positions, starting P15. But he's got a 3-second penalty. I apologise, Bit. I didn't mean to jinx you right now. Okay, I didn't mean it. Yeah, he's got a 3-second penalty. It's still looking good for him. Other people would be getting penalties, as Scottish Ninja is also getting a penalty. Where is he? He's in P13. So he must have had a moment because he was close to Laupi. He must have had a spin somewhere. Red Car Rambo gets a penalty as well. It's still looking okay for the moment for Bergen. He will not be losing points to Bit. Maybe not Lewis either once he pits. P2 as it stands for Bergen.
Going into the pit.
Doris in the pits. Yep.
in front of it or behind it.
Doris in the pits. That's an early pit stop. A pit stop on lap 15. So he's going to be doing 14 laps on the mediums. So it brings him. He's been quick on that. On this overcut. He's been very quick because he's still within 8/10 of Airways.
Yeah.
That was very decent because they were on fresh tyres and he managed to match them basically. That's very impressive from Doris. That was, wow, okay. So, knowing how quick he was on that overcut, maybe he can still challenge Airways for the end of this race.
That's a possibility.
How much quicker are medium tyres?
Yeah, I'm wondering that too.
Is it 8,
I think we will
8/10?
find out. Yeah, I have no idea, to be honest.
So 8/10 and they're fresher, so there might be a 9/10, 1 second delta in favour of Doris. As a safety car has
There's
gone
a
up.
safety car.
So
That will help Doris.
that will not help Doris at all. No, because look who's in the lead and hasn't pit yet.
Oh yeah, you're right.
That doesn't help Doris one bit. That helps Bergen. Bergen is going to be is going to be benefiting from this safety car period because he hasn't pit. He's getting a free pit stop, let's say. He'll probably be in P5 or something once everybody pits, and he'll be on fresh tyres. It's looking perfect for him to clinch this title right now. And
I feel a little bit bad. For
yeah.
he was doing so well.
Omar has managed to build a 3-second gap. He managed to pull away from that DRS train, and I can't stress how hard it is on this game to pull away from a DRS train, especially on this track. And to pull away by 3 seconds, that's honestly that's remarkable. That's really impressive. So he's managed to do it once. He'll be believing in himself that he can do it a second time. But as we said, Bergen has just pit. And let's have a look at the tyres. He's on fresh mediums. So when will this safety car come in? Maybe at the end of lap 18. Okay.
Oh,
so that would mean we get 11 laps of racing.
Yeah.
11 laps. The mediums will go very easily to the end.
I believe it was Scottish Ninja.
Scottish Ninja? Oh, maybe, yeah, there. It looks like it. P17, yeah.
So well.
Yeah, as Colin said, that's perfect timing here for Bergen. In any other race, okay, it would be good timing as well for Doris because he's closed the gap to the guys in front. But in the championship context, it couldn't be any worse. It's taken his rival very close to him. We were saying earlier on that he was outscoring Bergen by 12 points, but he could be winning the race as well, so it could go up to 19 points. But now he's right behind him on fresher tyres as well. So not looking good at all. Bergen's struggles in qualifying with his wheel have dissipated and have been transformed into a P4 in the race with Ryan as well. Ryan has gone really well. He was down the order at the start of I think he was last. I think he was last at the end of lap 1 with a time penalty as well, and now he's back up to P5. Looking good for Bit as well, although he has a penalty. But yeah, when you look back, everybody else has got a penalty, so he's a net P6 right now. Kiza Sozi is a higher tier driver, Mahmoud is a higher tier driver, and they're the only ones behind not to have a penalty. So they will be pitting on the penultimate lap, I believe, which means that Bit and Redcar Rambo and Freddy will not lose those positions to them. Let's have a look, at the penalty situation. So yeah, Ryan has got a 6-second penalty, so he's actually more in danger than Bit and Lewis are. Freddy as well on 6 seconds, Jackster on 9 seconds, but he's reserving from tier 3, so you can expect a few more penalties because of how much harder he's got to push to match these guys. But yeah, all the guys in front, no penalties yet. Hopefully it stays this way because that means that everybody gets the position they deserve on track. If that makes sense. But it's looking good for Bergen right now. Yep.
I think we will see a lot of fighting. Huh?
Oh
like
yeah.
In the beginning of the race, a lot of people were starting to fight, and they lost some DRS chicken. So
maybe.
DRS.
Maybe.
So I think if the top three are going to battle again, are like working together, they can maybe go away again.
Well, problem is that there might be a bit less working together because there's only 11 laps left at the end of this one. Everybody's close up, so the safety car will be coming in this lap. But Maylander will hopefully be waving bye-bye, and we will see him in Abu Dhabi.
This is going to be exciting.
Yeah.
Really exciting.
Let's go on board for a moment with Doris. Yeah, it's going to be an insane restart. I've got no idea when Armar's going to go. He's already gone. He's gone before turn 16 or whatever corner it is. Final corner anyway. He's gone, and there's probably a 6/10 gap. 6/10 spot on. 6/10 gap to Airway, so he's safe as it stands. Goes through turn 1 very nicely, and he'll be wanting to... He's got 2 laps, basically. 2 laps to pull away by 1 second. So he's got half a second to find in 2 laps. That's his mission right now, to be safe from DRS. Airways is... Yeah, he's staying with that 6/10 gap. But he's got Doris as well behind him. So if Doris goes for a move somewhere or something, that could unsettle him and play in favour of Armagh. But yeah, Bergen is just behind there as well, 2 tenths away from Doris. It's looking good for him right now. Don't count him out for the race win tonight.
I'm still going for Armagh. I think he can get it though, even on the harder tire.
I'd love to see Armagh do it. I can't remember if he's won a race this season, but he showed so much pace tonight. He deserves a really good result tonight. Yeah, everybody's still close, so that 6/10 gap has become a 4/10 gap at the end of this lap. Final sector has a lot of drag going on, as Red Car Rambo is putting Bergen under a bit of pressure. He's right in the slipstream. Is he going to be going towards the inside for a move? No, he chooses not to. He knows he's on 6 seconds. So it's probably not worth fighting just yet. So everybody with a penalty is at the bottom, and everybody without one is at the top. So it's pretty clear who's fighting who right now. Bit is looking good right now for a P5. That would be an amazing result for him. If he stays within that 3 seconds of Red Car Rambo, it's looking good for him. As Freddy gets a 3-second penalty, so he's got 9 seconds overall. 9 seconds. He'll be very disappointed with that. He's one of the better drivers in this division, and he'll be kicking himself because he could be losing a place in the top 10 right now.
And Armagh, he didn't win a race yet this season.
Okay.
He didn't even have a podium, so
really
was his best in Qatar.
I don't believe you. He's not scored a podium.
No,
wow.
He's really unlucky. He's a mid-table.
I mean, he's Northern Irish. He should be lucky. Right. Doris is putting Airways under pressure. He needs to make this move right now. He needs to pull away from Bergen. He needs to score more points. As Lewis goes fastest, he takes the fastest lap point as it stands. So Doris manages to put a car between him and his teammate. That's a 6-point gap, which brings the gap down to 28 points. But he needs at least another 2, and I suspect he needs probably another 3 to have any chance, maybe 4 actually, to bring it down to 24 points. Armagh Bergen putting Airways under a lot of pressure here. Let's go on board with him and see how he deals with the next corners. The middle sector, there's quite a few lines you could take through the right-hander, which is coming up right now, and the left-hander. You could either cut the curb or run a bit wide as well.
Ooh, but look.
Yeah,
Ryan
exactly.
is,
Yeah, he's under a bit of pressure.
racing as
Yeah,
well.
he's under a bit of pressure from Ryan.
Oh, and Doris.
And Doris has got a 3-second penalty, which, if he doesn't pull away by 3 seconds, means that this championship is over. Because 3 seconds would mean that he would be behind Bergen. Bergen would be extending his championship lead over Doris, and would be clinching the title.
Both kick Saubers are taking. A P1 and P3 now?
Yep, exactly. It's still looking good for them. Doris will maybe not know, but everybody below P4 has a penalty. So he will not be losing that many positions. He will still have a good finishing positions, as we have Kicksauber 1-2 right now. But Bergen is the effective race leader with Armad just behind.
Also had some problems.
Has he?
I haven't seen it, but he lost some momentum.
Oh.
He was going wide, but all good still. He lost the position to a bit.
Yep, he has, yeah.
He's already like, he gained 9 positions. Together with Bergen, the most of the grid this race. Rusty with another 3 seconds penalty. Let's see.
Yeah, more penalties being dished out. Actually, let's have another penalty update, penalty watch for you guys. 6 seconds still for Ryan, 9 seconds for Friddy, 6 for Lewis. Shame for him, having shown so much pace in this race. Armand overtakes Bergen. So this is basically the race win being decided right now. If Doris can't pull away by 3 seconds, this is the race win we are looking at. But whoa, Bergen got really close to Armand. He goes on the inside. Whoa, this is madness. He's got a championship to win and he's going for a move. What a move. Unbelievable. He takes the position. Who lost an end plate?
Ryan lost the end plate, yeah.
Oh.
He's on the back of Armand.
Oh, I missed that. But now, Doris has got a 1.6 second advantage over sorry, what did I say? Doris has got a 1.6 second advantage over Bergen, so no DRS this time around for Bergen. Unless something very, very extreme happens. But 6 laps from the end, Doris has got a chance of pulling away. He will he will have a chance to have a 7-point gap. That 7 points will bring it down to 27 points, which will not be enough to bring it to Abu Dhabi. G-Star gets it.
Big fight for the podium. There's a lot of people close together.
Yeah, and Airways won't be enjoying that because he's behind Ryan, who has a penalty, so he can't go for a move straight away. He can't go for a move on Bergen or Armad because of that.
Looks like there is,
what a move around the outside from Bit.
Ooh. Yeah, they're racing all race so far.
Yeah.
No teamwork involved.
No.
And Doris has some difficulty to have a bigger gap.
To pull away, yeah. It's kind of calmed down, as you say. And yeah, I think it's down to Armand and Bergen possibly working together a little bit. We know there'll be 5 laps left at the end of this one, but they're probably working together to make sure they get DRS on Doris, to make sure he doesn't pull away and take the win. We've got yellow flags in the middle sector. I think it's Jackster who spun around as Ryan gets another 3-second penalty, so that brings him up to 9 seconds. He's going to struggle to stay in the top 10 as things stand. As things stand, sorry. So fastest lap for Armand. I'm surprised by that. It's getting a bit late for a safety car for a fastest lap. So he's done well to keep that. And now Bergen is back into the 1 second gap to Doris. So mission accomplished for now, closing that gap to Doris, stopping him from pulling away and getting the win. It's a painful situation here for Doris. He's leading the race. He could win on track, but he could lose the championship.
Yeah, it looks like he has some higher downforce, like he's losing at the straight. It could be also because of DRS.
Yeah. But yeah, that's probably a good point. Maybe Bergen is running lower downforce because he's been putting away in this middle sector. He's up to 1.4 seconds right now. As quite a few drivers are getting 3 second penalties right now. We're getting to that point in the race where everybody's kind of tired and wants this race to to be over. When you get 3 seconds, it's like, oh no, okay.
Yeah.
Well, at least I've got 3 seconds. Now I've got to focus and not go to 6 seconds. Once you get to 6 seconds, it's over.
It doesn't matter.
Exactly, yeah. And we've got a safety car. Ryan has gone to the pits. Yeah, we've got a safety car. Ryan's gone to the pits, which is probably a smart move from him, because of the amount of penalties he's got. He may as well be at the back, but still be able to fight the guys at the front. Nobody else will be pitting apart from Airways. Airways has pit. Airways has pit. So what is the penalty situation? We have Laupi and Baby Hornet on 3 seconds, but Baby Hornet will be pitting. Single track is on 3 seconds, but he's looking really good for a good result here because of the people ahead of him on 9 and 6 seconds. So maybe he could go and gain a few positions as well.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
If Doris decides to stay out for some reason, and Bergen and Armand are going
Doris
in,
has got to stay out.
Behind, and some people behind them are staying out as well.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Doris has got to stay out. He's been caught by the safety car. If he pits now, he's at the back, and it's game over.
Yeah, there's only 3 laps or something. Of racing.
Yeah, I suspect the safety car will be coming in at the end of lap 27, which would be a two-lap race at the end of this one. Once again, everybody, it's that time of the race for me to remind you to leave a like and to subscribe if you've been enjoying the race you've been offered tonight. Tier 2 always brings a good show, and yeah, they haven't disappointed again tonight. Plenty of action going on. Quite a few penalties as well, but more action. So, yeah. Okay, right now, Bobo. Who wins? Bergen or Arma?
My head
or
is
Doris.
saying Bergen. My head is saying Bergen, but my heart is going to say Armand.
But my body.
Yeah, I think Bergen will do it.
Yeah. I mean, it would be a very good way of clinching the title, winning the race, and
yeah. And what do you think?
I don't know. The thing is, Bergen doesn't need to win. Okay, so maybe he'll play the safe game at some point and just say, okay, yeah, I'll let Almar win. I don't care. I want the championship. I want this to be over. I want to be sure to be the leader at the end of the season. That's what's making me think of Armar winning it. But had this been a race on itself, I think maybe Bergen. I think he's got that kind of edge about him. He knows, okay, I've got to push now. He knows when to push. Whereas Armar is just really quick on this track. It's a very good balance in between the two. Actually, let's have a look at the tyres as well, because I can't remember what Armar is on. Yeah, he's on kind of older hard tyres, but because of the tyre wear on the mediums, they might be actually pretty similar, I think.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
It's not like he's completely... Yeah, it's not like he's on 13-lap-old hards and Bergen is on 2-lap mediums. That's not it. It's much more balanced than that. It's still looking good for Bit, although he's got a 6-second penalty. It's going to be a tough one for for him to take, because he could be overtaken by Laupi single track as well, as we've got a McLaren spinning around. That's probably Baby Hornet letting everybody through, but he's got damage, so I'm not sure what's happened. Maybe they're just having fun at the back, giving each other penalties. I don't know. I know they're good
I
fakes.
would like to see like an aggressive arm up, man. But he is always patient, nice. I would like to see him aggressive. Going for the win, huh?
It very could be the moment where you get to see an aggressive Armand. He's got a race win on the table here. A race that he probably should have won anyway because of how quick he was and how much time he managed to build, how much of a gap he managed to build on everybody else. So he'll be feeling, hey, I'm not letting anybody win my race. So let's see. A little bit behind, but expect Doris to go very soon. It's not going yet. It's going wide, trying to get as straight a line. This is going to be a very late one, and he's gone. It's a good restart, I'd say. It's good. It's not amazing, but it's good. He's got a 5/10 gap, maybe 6/10 gap. But the race is on for the win. With 1 lap left, there will be no DRS in this 2-lap shootout. But Arma is still in a good position right now to get over Bergen, but expect an incredible 3-way battle at the end at the beginning of lap 29. Can Arma stay close enough to Bergen to challenge? Because Bergen could very easily get past Doris and use Doris as protection from Arma as well. The higher tier drivers have hit at the back Mahmoud, Baby Hornet and Kiza Soze. Arma's lost a little bit of time on the exit of this right-hander. He needs to be closer right now. 5/10 is a big gap to overcome on one straight. So as you can see, he's got plenty of ERS. He's using plenty right now to close that gap, to have as much slipstream as he can. He gets closer. He's 3/10 away. This is feasible for Arma right now. He's put himself in a really good position. Let's go off board and have a look at the bigger picture. There's a 7/10 gap between Doris and Bergen, which will hurt Bergen. This could be the moment where Arma goes for the lead. 2/10 away, he's going to have more of a tow. What does it look like? They're both going offline to cut the slipstream, but yeah, Bergen has managed to stay ahead, and it's looking good for him. He's got the rest of the lap to go, and not many overtaking opportunities. As long as he stays maybe 4/10 ahead, there will be no opportunity whatsoever for Omar to go for the lead.
Maybe a penalty.
Maybe a penalty, that's right. We don't know how many warnings each driver has received.
Is going wide.
Oh.
They're so close right now, so close. But so there's no opportunity almost.
Let's go on board with Doris as we're looking back towards both of race contenders, race winning contenders, as Armand got a bit of a moment there on the exit of the left-hander at the end of the second sector. Baby Hornet gets another 3-second penalty.
Almost.
And it's looking good for Bergen right now.
Yeah.
One corner to go.
Armand tried everything.
Let's go and listen to Bergen's radio right now. That is it. That is it for him. Amazing, amazing guys.
Good to hear his voice.
A smooth drive from a smooth operator. So many things are being mixed up right now, but Braun took the championship, the constructors, drivers, and yeah, Sauber have done the same. They've taken constructors and drivers championship with one race to spare. Plenty of parallels. He's English. He's a very smooth driver. Good on his tires. Honestly, I'm not sure Bergen was the most deserving winner today. I think Bobo has the same feeling as me that Armagh was very, very good today. He managed to, he didn't make a mistake today, I think. And
his first podium.
And his first podium of the season. But Bergen has deserved that race as well. He's been really good all season long. He's clinched the title by winning the race. So honestly, that's dream result on a track he doesn't really like either. So maybe right now he'll be liking Qatar a bit more. Maybe one day you'll see him in adverts with Qatar Airways or Visit Qatar, things like that. He might be an endorser of that. Anyway, let's have a look at the top 10 and, well, actually, no, the whole grid. Bergen won the race with Armagh in second and Doris completing the podium with a 3-second penalty, unfortunately. So the top two finishers were those with no penalties. So honestly, well done to them, because it's not easy to finish the race with no penalties. Single track with P4, Airways, Laupi, Lewis, Bit, P8, Crustia T, and Jackster scored a point as well in Tier 2, sorry. Redcar Rambo, Friddy, Baby Hornet, Kiza Soze, Mahmood, G-Star Snipes, Scotch Ninja, Era Voice, CBG Sambal, and Monster finish the grid for you guys. So, we have our tier champion. Didn't have the best start of the season. Didn't score points until the third race of the season. Got a few podiums here and there. Got consistent with usual P5, P4 finishes. Got a win in Qatar. Won the title. And we'll probably, more than likely, see him in Tier 1 next season. What did you think?
Welcome. Yeah, I think as well. Well done by him, man. Tier 2 is really close. Unfortunate we didn't see the other guys racing, Nick and stuff, but it is what it is. Well,
thank you everybody for tuning in. The stream is about to end, so if you've got time, please click on that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And we've got Tier 1 coming up. We've got Bobo and myself driving in Qatar as well. In what time is it? In just about 25 minutes we'll be qualifying around this track and trying to offer you a bit more racing spectacle tonight. Thank you for tuning in and see you in 25 minutes. Bye.